The Usurpers. The moderators of the imposter game and the generals to the composer himself, Arden Lucius Kylo. You know of two of the three usurpers. Shadow slash Infinite, the right hand man to the composer, and Jack Skellington, the one who makes the games, or creates the maps for the games. But there are three usurpers. And the third one is unknown. Or so we think. What if I were to tell you we know the identity of the third usurper, and it's been under everybody's noses the entire time? That's what we're going to do today. So today, we're going to reveal the identity of the third usurper. Without further ado, let's get into it. But before we begin, we have a couple conditions to set for the third usurper. Condition number 1, the person in question has to appear in games that Cloud has been in. So by that I mean game 2 and 4, the only games that he's been in until 7, obviously. So, they can appear in the other games, but it would make more sense to have them appear in games that Cloud has been in, since they were after the Night Sky Prince that they presumed was in Cloud. Okay? 2, they have to last as long or longer than Cloud himself. So from beginning and end, they need to survive and not be voted off or killed off early. So basically, they can't be killed off earlier than Cloud or voted off earlier than Cloud. Meaning they have to last longer than Cloud, or as long as him himself. Mainly because Cloud dies. It's like the third person to die? Third to last person to die in the second game. So, yeah. They just need to last as long as Cloud by the end of the game. 3. They cannot be an imposter because that would mean they'd always seem suspicious. If you're an imposter, wouldn't you seem more sus while also keeping an eye on Cloud? I mean, it would make sense that you wouldn't be the imposter. 4. No one a part of the main cast is a usurper. I think that's explanatory, but Mario, Link, Zelda, Waddle 2, Kimchi, none of them are a usurper. And 5, lack of screen time. Pretty explanatory. Not too much screen time, which would mean anything's up in the air. So while we have our conditions set, we already have 4 candidates to being the third usurper. Woody, Shrek, Sonic, and a 4th character. I'm going to let you guys guess who that 4th person is. Without further ado, let's get into it. And we're going to start with Shrek. Now, Shrek has been in both games. Okay? Okay. He has also not a part of the main cast. Okay? But he does not last as long as Cloud does. I would say he's killed off in the second game around 6 minutes into the video. And honestly, he's pretty... It's hit or miss if you missed him. I mean, obviously you didn't miss him when he died, but like, he wasn't really all that special in the game. And in the 4th game, he was an imposter, so I'm easily gonna have to write that off. I mean, he was an imposter, so he's already sus. Next character is Woody. So Woody does last longer than Shrek, and he's not a part of the main cast. But he's voted off for blaming other people of being sus. And just trying to vote them off in the second game. And while in the 4th game he does last longer, he's easily killed off by Callie, who at that point was the composer. The composer in a Callie form. So Woody's also written off. So that leaves Sonic. Now, Sonic is very interesting. So, Sonic has been in every single game from the beginning when Link was the imposter. And he even says so in the trailer for Among Us Game 7. He's been in the game since the beginning. So, canonically speaking, he's already been accused of being the imposter on many occasions, even though he was never the imposter. So it stands to reason that Sonic is a prime suspect to be a usurper, right? Well, there's a big problem with this. he's met Ganon. Now, if those of you who are just confused, Ganon was a part of the original 10, the beta testers to the Imposters game itself. I would assume that most likely the composer knows that there's people dream hacking their way into the game. And know of it too. Because of how Shadow almost killed Joker back in game 5. So he would keep a closer eye on that, right? The other problem is that Sonic is too much of a scaredy cat in this version that Monado made him, that he doesn't seem like the right person to be a usurper. Like, if you're just watching, okay, yeah, that's fine. But Sonic's too much of a scaredy cat, and he's been traumatized on many occasions after seeing a dead body. I mean, no offense, but I don't think Sonic is a usurper. He's too much of a scaredy cat. Plus, he's honestly a part of the original. He plays a big role in the cast. I mean, he's been in every single game so far, so can't we add him to the squad, Monado? Is he not a part of the main cast at this point? Is he not Shaggy? So I honestly don't think he would be. I don't think he's a usurper. Sonic does not seem like a usurper type to me, if you catch my drift. Like, he's too much of a scaredy cat and too much of a... No offense to anybody who likes Sonic. I personally like him. He's too much of a crybaby if you really think about it. So, I'm also ruling out Sonic for being the third usurper. So if it isn't Sonic, it isn't Shrek, and it isn't Woody, there only is one person. The one has been in both games. The one that's basically had little to no screen time whatsoever. And the one that I've been suspecting the entire time. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Blazinites of all ages, Mickey has to be the third usurper. Now, I know what most of you are thinking. Blazeix, how can Mickey, of all people, be the third usurper? Oh, trust me, there's plenty of evidence that proves he's the third usurper. Starting with the fact that he's only been in 2 games. Game 2 and Game 4. The only ones where Cloud makes an appearance in, other than 7, but 7 isn't out by the time of this recording. So only 2 games. I mean, yes, the others have also appeared in it, but Mickey has only appeared in 2 games so far. Now, again, 2 games. Keep that in mind, because we're going to come back to that. Let's also talk about the fact that he's usually always in the background of the videos. Yes, he has a couple lines here and there, but he's never really, like, out there talking to other people. Like, he talked to Rick in the 4th game, but he has a couple lines that really seem sus. Like,
I've got my eye on you, Mario. I've got my eye on you.
Does that also seem sus? Like, obviously, he could be talking about how Mario could have been the imposter, even though, obviously, he wasn't. But again, that doesn't seem sus to anyone that, again, Icky was talking about Mario like that. It has to be sus at some point. Let's also talk about the fact that nobody ever suspects him of being an imposter. I mean, granted, I know he wasn't the imposter to begin with, but again, everybody suspected Sonic because he's always finding the body, and Mickey only found 1 body throughout both games. Granted, that was a double kill, but again, just found 2 bodies and nobody suspected him. Does that not seem sus to you? And again, I know most of you are thinking there's been plenty of people who are suspected of being the imposter. No, I think it was a good reason why Mickey was never the imposter in both games. He didn't need to be an imposter if he was just going to watch out for the nice guy Prince's soul. The third usurper was only sent into both games to find the nice guy Prince's soul that they thought was only in Cloud. If he's if he's an imposter, then wouldn't that make it harder for him to get close? I mean, I would assume so. That would explain why Mickey is never the imposter. But if that doesn't sell it, let me ask you this. Why does Mickey die last in every game he's in? Or in both games he is in, I should say. In the second game, Yoshi kills him. But again, he's the last person to die in that game. Unless we're bringing in the imposter view, which in that case, Waddle Doo also dies. But not everybody saw that part. Because it was only Yoshi's mind that saw it. But in the fourth game, Mickey dies by Sephiroth's hand. Now this is funny. Because in imposter view, Sephiroth also kills him while in Neo Samya. Why does this make more sense? It's because of what leads to Mickey's death. Now Mickey himself, along with Cloud and Waddle Doo, follow Sephiroth into the portal that is caused by Sephiroth striking Callie, who in that point was the composer. And Sephiroth says, Cloud, come with me. I want that smoke. So Cloud, Waddle Doo, and Mickey follow him. But even before that, after Sephiroth strikes him, what does Mickey do? He does this.
What is that?
He is scared in that moment. Like, even more terrified than Cloud and Waddle Doo. Why? Like, you would just be shocked, right? No, he seems scared in this scene.
Oh, what are we supposed to do? I'm scared.
But even then, he still follows Cloud and Waddle Doo into Neo Insomnia. Why would somebody scared still follow him? Maybe because he knows more than he meets? Maybe because he knows more? And the fact that leads into his death is that they're talking about how it feels familiar to Waddle Doo. Now, this could also be because he's a part of the original 10, but who knows? It has. I mean, that's the obvious reason. But as Cloud asks Mickey, Mickey's gone. A few seconds later, you hear blood dropping on the ground. And as they look up, they see Mickey's body being skewered by Sephiroth himself. Now, I would have just pushed this off to the side, but had Cloud not asked what he thought of it, that's what made it even more suspicious. Why couldn't Mickey answer? Easy, it's because he knows more than he lets on. And if he talked, he would have spoiled everything. He couldn't have come up with a lie. In fact, I think he wanted to just get out of this and get this over with. So what if Mickey actually went to go fight Sephiroth and try to stop him? And that's what leads to him dying. I don't think Sephiroth would have just jumped down, and then jumped back up. No, I think Mickey went up there to go fight him, put an end to him, and then Sephiroth was just too powerful for him, and he killed Mickey. That's what I think. And I feel like that has to be the reason, because I doubt Sephiroth would have just jumped down, took Mickey, and then brought him back up, where he skewered him. Why? Why would he do that? That's just more work. He would have just teleported behind him and skewer him from the back. But here's the question. Why would Mickey go up there? I have a theory that the Usurpers are just as powerful, if not at the bottom end of where the Composer's powers are. Let's say the Composer's power level is right here, and the Usurpers are just so shy of being right at the bottom. So Mickey does have some power, just not as much as, say, somebody like Shadow or Infinite. I still forget which one of them is the true form. But I believe that the usurpers have more power. I don't know why Infinite Shadow didn't stop this, but whatever. So Mickey goes to stop him because he has the power. He thinks, "Oh, I'm gonna stop you! I'm gonna put a stop to you, Sephiroth!" And Sephiroth's just like, "No, I don't think so." And then just skewers Mickey and then drops him on the ground. And that's what leads to the most epic battle between Cloud and Sephiroth. Now with that out of the way, you're probably asking yourself, Blazeix, why is he not in 6 then? Easy. He doesn't need to be in 6. Because this was what I thought. How come he's not in 6? Because he doesn't need to be. He was only tasked for one job and one job alone. To find the Night Sky Prince. After the 4th game, and being skewered by Sephiroth twice, really one time from the player's perspective, but he was skewered twice, he basically called the composer and told him that the Night Sky Prince is in Cloud. So the composer tells him, "You did good. Now take a break. You deserve it." And that's why he's not in games 5 and 6. Because he doesn't need to be in games 5 and 6. Heck, you got Shadow for game 5. But remember, the events where Cloud and Waldo are in Neo-Insomnia and are saved by Kimchi all happen at the same time as game 6. When Ganondorf appears and Link and Zelda and Joker and Mario are setting up to dream hacking and ending it once and for all. So, while that's going on, Cloud and Waldo are doing the whole, "Oh, what are we doing here?" And the Night Sky Prince is in Cloud. What do you think happened? No Night Sky Prince. Because they got the wrong person. So let me review. Mickey appears in game 2. He lasts long enough to find out that there's something in Cloud. They're just not confirming anything. So he calls Link, tells him, "Hey, I had a strange dream." Okay. Then he calls the composer, tells him, "Hey, I think there's something in Cloud." So the composer tells him, "Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to send you back into the game, and you are going to see what's in Cloud. When Cloud appears next, I want you to do something about it." Okay. So in game 4, when Cloud does make an appearance, so does Mickey. Mickey makes sure that he finds out what's in Cloud. And he lasts as long as he can. So he doesn't say anything. He doesn't do anything that makes him sus. He doesn't do a thing. And then he's killed by Sephiroth. Twice. Really once, but really twice. And he calls up the composer after that game ends and tells him, "Hey, this is what happened. I think the Night Sky Prince is in Cloud." Then the composer gives him kudos, and then he tells him that he's done. He's done and that he can take a break. Who knows? He's probably a chill dude. Now, games 5 and 6 happen. Cloud and Waldo enter Neo-Insomnia. And then the composer basically tells him, "Hey, there's a soul in you, Cloud. We need to get it out." And that's when we hear this line.
"One of the composer's 3 usurpers has been watching over you, Cloud. They've told us all about you, and it all lines up with the individual who we desire to destroy."
Where Shadow tells him that a usurper has watched him. Who's the usurper? None other than Mickey. Where after the fact that we confirmed that the Night Sky Prince is not in Cloud, he basically sent Mickey back again in game 7. That's why he appears in game 7. Because he needs to find the next Night Sky Prince. Or wherever the Night Sky Prince's soul is in. So, it makes sense. makes sense why Mickey is such a non-existent and a small character. He's actually bigger than you realize. Why? Because he is in fact the third usurper. Whew! Now that was a long video. This was a very long video, and I'm probably gonna have to edit a lot of this out. But if you watched it all the way through, kudos to everybody who did, because this was a doozy of a video, and this video was not done alone. A lot of the material used was with the help of Neonite, so please go give him some credit. And this was just a fun theory idea that I thought of when we were just chilling talking about Among Us and how the videos will end. Oh my gosh, I'm so sad about how videos end. If Monado watched this, were we close? Were we? Don't tell us. Just let us pander. Or at least give us some kudos, because this took a long time to actually piece together everything. My goodness, are we tired? Am I tired? But who knows? This whole theory could be a flop. This was a crackpot theory with like bits and pieces just mashed together to make it work. In Game 7, who's to say that it's Mickey? I don't want to say my theory was correct, but there is a lot of evidence that proves that it's Mickey. But who's to say it is not? It's not. Who's to say that the real usurper is just invisible the entire time and we just never knew the identity? That could happen. Again, this is just a theory, so if it's true, then this is a spoiler for our games having Onward. If not, then oh well, we wasted our time. Yo. But this was just for fun. I didn't want to basically say, oh yeah, my theory was correct, listen to me. But again, this was just for fun. And if I'm wrong, because I'm also going to react to Game 7, and I believe we're going to get the identity of the third usurper. The way that the trailer set up, like, we're going to get the reveal of all three usurpers. But if it comes out that the third usurper isn't Mickey, I will do a punishment. And no, I'm going to pick the punishment, because I'm not about to let you guys end up picking a punishment to put me in a hospital. No. That's not going to happen. No. But anyways, I do hope you all enjoyed this video. I thought it was fun to work on this and to take a break from the reactions. The next video will probably be a reaction. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but you're going to find out soon enough. Anyways, I do hope you all enjoy and give us some love for this dumb theory. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like, add to your favorites, and want to see more Scorch On videos from this channel, subscribe. I make videos weekly or daily depending on my schedule. I have any requests for reactions whatsoever, leave a link to this video down below. Make sure it's not less than, I don't know, just not a second, and I'll probably watch it. Help me reach our goal of 10,000 subscribers, and you will get a special video from yours truly. With that being said, I hope you all enjoy. Stay tuned for more videos. Remember, many hearts never apart. Let my Blazing Knights, Blazeix, blazing out! Until next time, take care, and Merry Christmas.